This one had quite a few people that had recognizable ones too. Neville from iCarly was in an episode playing a prankster that fucks with the gang and blackmails Eddie. Chase from Blab Rats played a dude named Brody that worked for the Black Dragons but regrets it. Brooke Dillman was in here as a sorta reoccurring character. I think she was on 5 episodes out of 21. And Jack Griffo from the Thundermans that plays Max plays a character, but out of all everybody I just listed, he has like the least important role. He shows up, copies the main dude that's in the episodes, words a few times. Like he makes fun of one of the characters. I think it was Jack. No, it was Jerry. And he just kind of repeats what the other dude says. And the other scene we see him in, he just claps for the good guy, and the dude gets mad at him and looks at him, and he just stops clapping. So he had the smallest role out of all of them. It was cool seeing him in here. I thought the whole Bobby Wasabi thing was weird. They have this place that is called Wasabi or whatever, and it's based off like this famous dude that's Bobby Wasabi. Eventually, Jack forgets to get Rudy a present because he forgets it's his birthday. And Rudy misinterprets something he says, but he goes along with it. And we're told that Bobby Wasabi hasn't been in, the public in 20 years, right? And he just kind of calls him and he goes into public. And that's that's that. He just calls him. Now he's done. He's actually in public now because some dude called him. And I also thought it was weird because they said he hasn't been in public for 20 years or something like that. Nobody's seen him for a very long time. Yet Kim's present to Rudy was an autograph from him. How did she get that if he's not been in public? There's also this weird joke that I think was a sexual assault joke. It would be very weird for, a kid show. But, like, there's this episode where they try and scare Jerry and tell him, like, this story about the person that used to own the dojo is a murderer and he was, like, a chef or something. Eventually, that dude comes by and talks to Jerry, tells him his name, tells him he used to work there, tells him, the old job and stuff. And at some point, he, like, touches him, I don't know, maybe on the shoulder or something. I don't remember. But, he goes outside and tells them about it and how he was touched. And Milton has, like, this witch, and he tells Jerry to point at where he was touched, which is usually something police do to ask kids where they were assaulted. Maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but it definitely seemed like the type of joke they were making, because it's not like they didn't make any dark jokes in this show about people dying when this is a rated G show. And a lot of sex jokes. I do want to say Kim is my favorite character. Jack is fine. Jerry's okay at times. Eddie's just kind of there. But he's pretty cool. He's definitely the nicest one out of the friend group. And I hate Milton. He's just annoying. I don't like his character. Rudy was cool. I had this girl Marge that was in the first episode. And she only shows up like 2 more times. If that. Like, how are you going to show up in the first episode and be introduced like you're important and then just not do anything? That's crazy. How are they going to do that to her? She was pretty cool too. if she was in it more, she would probably be one of my favorite characters. Like, she shows up in the first episode, she's in another episode, she just kind of talks to somebody when they say something to her, and then there's a third episode where her and Rudy try and sell shit and make money, and then it ends up failing because the products burst under light. And she was a pretty funny character. Also had this lizard dude that just kind of likes lizards and shit like that. A lot of episodes with him and Rudy, and then eventually he just disappeared for, I think, like 10 episodes. And then we got this dude named Phil, who's just kind of weird. So I'm pretty sure that the lizard dude got replaced. Maybe he'll be in season 2, but it seems like they just replaced him with Phil. Because he's just a weird dude that likes goats and stuff like that. So, kind of definitely a replacement if he doesn't show up again. It's a pretty decent show. But I can definitely at times see why it's a kid show, and at times it's honestly pretty funny for a kid show. And yeah, that's really about it.